last, the event we'd all been waiting for, the 2014 Spring Open, arguably the strongest field we've ever had here before. Local, knowledgeable anglers, big name anglers, and of course anglers that have won the event before. So the scene was set for a fantastic event. Local angler and Maver sponsored Dan Bache was into fish early on, fishing pole and pellet long at 16 metres to the island, as was button oak rod John Abbott landing a nice fish there as well, so both of those anglers off to a great start. Another button oak rod off the mark there, Tony Bullock, who had drawn peg 5 on Woodside Pool, nice fish there. Did struggle throughout the rest of the match though, it has to be said. That was one of only a few carp that he managed during the match. A total opposite could be said of Maver's Dan Bache, who at this point was really beginning to get into a rhythm, was finding plenty of fish and was really getting into his stride, putting a big weight together, and was already looking a firm favourite to take victory overall. Local man Johnny the Viking had drawn the peg that everybody wanted beforehand. Peg 10 on Woodside Pool, was catching fish well, fishing pole and pellet long at 16 metres up in the water. Richard Fox from a difficult draw on peg 1 was also catching fish shallow on the pellet waggler. Woodside regular Tony Williams left it late on in the day to find fish, but when he did, they were of a good stamp from peg 17 on the down wall. A lovely fish there on his short meat line that would go towards a section win for him. Philip Middlemast into a nice fish there from peg 20 on Woodside Pool. Hasn't actually fished the venue before. Did find carp eventually, but couldn't get out of the skimmers, so ultimately his weight suffered overall. The same couldn't be said, however, for Maver's Dan Bache, who was still into fish, won a bung, fishing pole and pellet long over to the island at 16 metres, and by this point in the match was beginning to leave John behind there, who couldn't match Dan's catch rate. The same couldn't be said for Eddie Rhodes. Of course, he's won the event here at Woodside before now. He was having a fantastic last hour of the match, finding carp shallow on a pellet waggler and enjoying himself there, catching plenty of fish. Nothing massive, but a fantastic late run of fish for the Hasbury Sea rod there. Decent angler on a decent peg, Del Brownhill had drawn peg 14 on Island Pool and enjoyed a fantastic day's sport catching carp long on pole and pellet over to the island. Scott Rhodes, who of course has won the event here before in its first year, had drawn well, Island peg 27, a known peg, but struggled to find the fish. Ian Pountney, however, our next peg along, peg 26 on the peninsula, had a fantastic day's sport and was into fish early on. And so the witching hour had arrived. Anglers now looking to their inside lines to find those bonus carp to boost their weights. Lines they'd been carefully prepping throughout the match, and Martin Nunn there, a nice fish safely in the bag. Scott stuck to his guns and continued to fish shallow. Nice fish here. Can he get it? No, he's lost it. It's gone. That one's off. Unlucky there, Scott. And Dale Brownhill really getting into his stride late on. By this stage of the match, he was a clear overall leader on island pool, was catching well, still fishing long, pole and pellet over to the island, had a look down his inside, but nothing really showing, so he'd gone back onto his long line, and the fish were there waiting for him, and he put together a fantastic late run of fish to end the match incredibly strong. And the last fish of the day there going to Richard Fox. The all out had been called, anglers packing up in the background there, but a nice fish right at the death on his short pole line to end the match strongly, just to miss out on a section win. A big thank you to all the anglers that took part for making this arguably the best Open we've had here at Woodside. We'll see you again in 2015. Until then, tight lines.